Okay, we are playing against Colin Henry for game 10. Standard 15-10. So we're going to get a Sicilian. And let's see how it goes. I'm excited to play this one. I feel like I'm going to use the end of this video as like a chance to kind of reflect on how I've made him so far and maybe try to make a few improvements. But we're off to a decent start. I feel like I've got a couple good options here. I could defend the pawn, or I could bring the bishop out. Does it make sense to bring the bishop out if they were to push and I came back? Yeah, I feel like that's decent. Or I could just defend the knight first. I don't think they would make that move. I think they just did that to kind of prevent the knight from coming in. But I could do this and get ready to castle sooner rather than later. I like that. I'm going to do that. I'm anticipating this. And we will see how the game goes. Okay. That's interesting. Should I take that? I mean, I don't need to. If you take, I'm going to take back. And if I let you push first, I can take then. And the same thing applies. If I do nothing, you could push now, and then I could come back. But still same thing applies here. I don't know. I don't know if I care about that move. Like, should I be worried about anything? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to develop. Right? Like, if I go here, if you come down, I come back, you'd go one more. I could just always hop my knight into there. My arrow's got a little screwy there, but I like that. Okay. Do I continue to just develop here? Maybe go here instead. Defend that knight and kind of give myself an option on what I want to take back with. I think I like this flexibility quite a bit. One thing I do have to be cautious of is if I go here or here, they could bring their bishop down to attack the queen and it's defended, but I could always just go like this and push it back. And I'm kind of set up if I want to castle long. So I think I'm just going to do this. This feels okay. This is also an option I'm seeing right now. But if I do that, I give up this pawn. So it doesn't work just yet. Doesn't work yet. I could do this now. And take and have you open up. That sounds pretty good. I could do this, and if you took, I could just take back, and my knight's still defended. At the end of that line, though, there's the fork there, which is something to be wary of. If you take and I take, you get a pawn fork, which is no bueno. So another option to prevent something like that is I could just hop in here first, but then yeah, I'm still losing this, which is no good. One slow move I could play here right now is just to do that, to kind of shut any shenanigans down. And then what are you going to do? You're going to just bring this out. Does that really change much? I don't think so. I'm going to do that. I keep talking about that pin, which is annoying. So, yeah, they do that. I could bring my queen up here. Do I run the risk of introducing anything annoying with that? I don't think so. And I kind of like the potential of lining up on that at some point. So I think I'm actually going to do this and castle long. I don't know. That could be a blunder. That could be a weird move. I don't know if the computer's going to approve of that or not, but it seems okay. I feel good about my development. I'm ahead in development, and now we're both going to castle at the same time. Is there anything real pressing that I want to do? I don't think so. I think I just castle long and then I just start pushing these pawns. It seems pretty straightforward. I've got my pieces well developed, and I think the plan here, since we're going to castle opposite sides, is just pawn storm. Like push the pawns, start going for it, and try to bust this side open. So that's the plan. I feel like they developed pretty slow, and I just need to be open to potential tactics and watch out for something that they might have. I'm glad that I saw the pawn fork if I had gone for that line. And that's still on the table here. Like if they take this right now, and I take, but we'll see now it's not a pawn fork since it's both covered. So if you came down then I could just take, and my queen and my bishop are both covering that square. And my knight's still back here, also covering it. Oh, well, no, that's what I was saying in this instance. Instead of taking with the knight, I would take with the queen, right? I don't know, would I though? If you came in here and I took with the queen, could you come down and attack me that way? That's no good. No, you couldn't. You couldn't. If you came down here and I took, my knight defends it. Aha. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So that's an undefended piece right there now. That's undefended. And what's interesting... Oh, is there a tactic here? I mean, if I take this, I'm attacking your queen. I'm attacking your queen. I'm also opening up this diagonal. Where are you going to move that queen? And then where could I follow up? Is there anything here? Like, is it worth taking and having you take this piece? If I take, and then you just come down here, though, do I really gain anything from that? I don't think so. I think I just need to bring the piece back. The question is, do I come back here? If I allow this, I hop up here. And also, these pawns are getting off the close now to open and stuff up. It's pretty tricky. If I come back and you push the pawn, and then I bring my knight up, and we trade in the middle, I think that's what's going to happen here. But let's see. This could get... I think this is about to get opened up. But I feel like my pieces are all in a good spot. The thing is, now that they're kind of pushing, I need to be... When I have the right opportunity, I need to push these pieces in response. But what I want to do is just this. You can come over here then, though. We'll see. I still feel good about the setup. This piece is hanging. Ooh, could there be something there? Like if you pushed... Huh. You're going after the knight. I mean, you're going after the bishop, huh? Really? Do I care about that? I don't know if I do. What do I want to do here? I think this is the opportunity maybe to push, right? Like, I don't care if you take this. I could just take back with the knight and then come back around. So I think I push. That's the whole point, is like I need to attack on the king side, and it's kind of a race to do it. Whoever does it faster is going to have more initiative. So if you take here, what makes the most sense to take back with? Does it make more sense to take back with this pawn? It kind of opens up that, though. I don't think it does. I think I take with the knight. And then if you come down, I can go here. And if you come down, I could kind of try to just maybe set up some blockade or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe I just ignore it and start kind of doing my own thing. I think what I want to do is this. And if you close it down, I could come in one more. And if you came back, we'll see. Okay, so you just took it. You just took it. Well, doing this seems nice because it opens up the file and it opens this up. So I think my pieces are coordinating a little better here. This also feels strong now, because this pawn is pinned to the queen. I don't know where the queen would want to go, but that feels like a trap for them. Because where's this knight going to go if I push? You're not going to take. I mean, you could, but that'd be great for me. So if I go here, this is pinned, and the knight's got to move somewhere. So that feels like the strong move for me next. And having this on the file is really strong. So we'll see what they do, what old Colin Henry does here. Colin. Okay, that makes sense. They get rid of the pin. Do I push anyways? And you take... No, I don't really gain anything from that. I think I want to do this. Because this is still... Well, not anymore though, no. If I do that, it invites this, which is a big problem. That doesn't work. If I go here, you could just sidestep. And then I suppose I could hop in here. But then what? What's the play? Because if I go here now, you just take. And what did I gain from that? Nothing. I could hop in here to attack this. Can't go here, you can't go there, you can't go there. It kind of forces a trade where you go here, you hop in, and then I could take with my queen, or I could take with my rook. But it unleashes this. That's what happens next there. But it also kind of like allows me, if I get rid of the knight and the bishop working together, I can push these pawns a little easier, I think. So let's try this and see what happens. It could be good. It could be bad. Right. Now, what do I take back with? What do I take back with? I think I take back with the pawn. Because where is this bishop going? These knights are pretty advanced. This is still defending, so I think I come up now and I just try and push, and maybe at some point I could double. It feels good. This is also, well, that really doesn't get me much. But I feel like I've kind of slowed that down. Okay. So I think the move is gonna to be like to go for here, and then I could like push and scoot over or something. Can I challenge this? Not really. I don't think so. Oh, well, yeah, I could just take them. I kind of like that. Like this, I feel like would be good for me. Let's give it a try. You can check. If you do that though, you could, I'm inviting a check, but then I could just scoot over, which is something I kind of wanted to do anyways. I don't know, that might have been a mistake, but the dark squared bishop has to go. Okay, so you're just ignoring that because of this obvious threat. But can't I just easily avoid that? Because this is now undefended. Can I just go here? You take, I take, if you take, I take, or I could just go here. But then I'm pinned. I'm pinning myself if I do that. I suppose I could go back and forth, but ooh, I don't know. That seems sketchy. I think I'm gonna do this. Or do I just push the pawn up one? Kind of invites some potential checks down the road though. Ooh, I don't know. Because if I go here, then you do that. And then what? I think this. Yeah. Because that's annoying. I could do this potentially to prevent that. I don't know. We're even on material. They're way up on time. Don't know if I have a better position or not. It's probably pretty neutral. Probably pretty neutral. I feel like keeping on this, like this move to shut that down would be great. I think if I get the opportunity, if they don't create something pressing, I'm going to take here, right? The bishop has no scope. This bishop's terrible. And this, I can do that. And I think I should. This kind of helps the bishop open up. But I think this though now. And if you take, Yeah, if I do that, this is a goner. If I do that, you take here, and then what do I get? Nothing. So that's no good. Shutting that down feels really important though, because this is still covered. You don't have a thing here. You could take, right? So now you're gonna have a discovery. Good for you. I think I can just sidestep it though, can't I? You still don't have a check, and I'm gonna have this next. So I think it's like a way for me to get in here. I don't know if that's really that helpful, but it feels like I need to shift my focus away from that a bit. Even potentially do this at some point. I don't know. This is tense. What are they gonna do? Can't I just take that? What's the trick? So clearly they're attacking that, but why can't I just take it? Ah, look at that. That's so sneaky. So I can't take it because if I take it, it's checkmate. That's annoying. So do I just go here? Force a trade? Do I check first? You go back. I come up. It's still an issue. I think I do this. But then that's trapped. Look at that. If I do this and then I come over here, then I could come up. Like I come up here with check. Oh man, that's a good move. For a second I thought this was like terrible for them, but that's great. I didn't see that. So how does this work for me now? If I go here and you come down, I can check, get a move, and then come up, but then you do this. So that's no good. If I go here, check, then I scoot over, you come down. Well, I could take first, and then you have to take, and then I can come up. That feels okay. I think we're going to try to do that. Tough position. That was tricky. I almost missed that. I almost missed checkmate there. It's really tricky by them. That looked like a blunder when I first saw it. I just thought that was a mistake. It's a strong move. I can't keep my eye off that threat. So one way I could sidestep this immediately is just by doing this. It invites that, but I could even, well, no, I can't push it one further then. I don't know. So I want to do this, and then I want to do this. And if they come down, oh, good move. Good move. Can I do this? No, this is still a threat. That's the threat there, bud. Ah, that's a fucking heartbreaker. I have to do this now. Have to. Not ideal. Not ideal. Man, that's tricky. In every way, that's just lost. It's a lost piece. I'm way down on time, too. Shit. I came up here. It's me. I have to do this to defend it. I don't have an option. You just get that piece for free. But the rook's pinned, so I think I can win it back. Like that rook is pinned now, so if you take it, I can go here, and I'm gonna win it back. So it might not be terrible. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think this is lost. It's just tricky. So I think I have that. If you take, I have this, and I'm gonna win the rook back. And if you move the king right now to prevent that, okay, so I have this. And there's a back rank issue. This looks wrong, but you can't make that move because this is pinned. So I'm gonna take it. You can't do that because it opens up check. So that's a goner. And we're still good. I think they missed that. And I think the next move I would do is just move this up one. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, they're up 5 material, but it'll be even in a sec. But do they have some, like... They might have a good move here that I'm just not seeing. It's very possible. Very possible. Okay. What's the deal here? Does that work? If I take and you take, then I take. Why is that? How is that bad for me? If I take here first, you could take. I definitely don't want to do that. I take, you go, boom, boom, boom. I think I just need to do this, but I don't. Look at that. Oh, but that's okay. It feels crammed, but I don't think there's like a weird back rank trick here. I would just come back. You know, it's interesting too. I could even take with the knight. I don't know if I'd want to. Ooh, do I want to take with the knight? Where's the knight going though afterwards? Knight or rook? I think I'm going to take with the knight. You're going to take here. Okay. Go after this. Tricky in game. Man, that was sketch for a sec. Down on time, double attacking this. That makes sense. I think I can just do that. Doesn't seem that big of a deal. I could also do this to just attack that piece. So I'm attacking you now. Where are you going? If you went here, I just do that. I am low on time. I am playing a very, very fast game at this point, but I have enough time to think about it. It's okay. It's okay. Where are they going to put that? Okay, they're putting it there. Let's defend that. Maybe go after this pawn next. So I have a check here. Could that get tricky? If I have a check and you come over here, is there like a potential for a fork? There is. I'm gonna play a little hope chess here. See if there's a place to take this where I either win this or I get a fork. You have so much time to think about it, Colin. I don't think it's going to happen, but I got to try something. I'm down on time, and I am down a couple pawns, and I can't do that. Oh, I can. Look at that. That is pinned, my friend. So we're up a piece. Knights are tricky. Knights are tricky. Tactics, tactics. The pawn is pinned, Colin. Yep. Scoop. Okay. Well then. Let's go ahead and check you. Oh, this is a tricky little dilemma. If I go here and you come down one, no, it's okay. If you come down one, I'll get away. I'll get away. I have that move next. Okay. I think I still have this move next. Gonna take this one with check. What's the threat? Can't go here. Can't go here. You could come back, and then I'm gonna take this. I can get a blockade going with my knight if you come down one more. So this is a problem. Okay, what do I need to do here? I need to kill that pawn. That is a no-go. So that was a missed opportunity for them. If they had defended that pawn right there, or threatened to come down here, I think they would have been in a much stronger position. But now I can take, and this pawn ain't getting there in time. Yeah, this game. Again, you need to activate that rook, Colin. I mean, you were down a piece, so that made it a lot easier for me. That fork was huge with the pawn pin. I'm so glad I saw that. Because I felt like I really let things go near like the back half of that game, right before the queens traded. I really felt uncomfortable. I did not like my position at all. And then when things got simplified, I just got lucky with that one piece. So you're gonna check here. I see. I think I'm still gonna take. Doesn't really matter. And if you check me, I'll just come up here. That's fine. And let's go. You're not going to get all three of them. That's for damn sure. Okay. There we go. Okay, that was a good game. I felt pretty tense about that at the end. So thanks for playing, Colin. That was pretty tough. It looks like we had a couple blunders and mistakes. I think that one with the king move with the fork, I think that was the move of the game for me. That felt really important. Let's go back to the beginning. I'm just gonna kind of flip through a little bit and think about moves. If there was any like big moves that stood out that felt important. I don't know how I feel about that queen move for me. And then here, I don't know, when you started to do this, Colin, I'm like talking like you're in the room. I felt worried off the gate when you started making this push, because your pawns are kind of like pushing ahead of mine a bit, and I was worried you were just going to start pushing those pawns. Like in that move right there, you kind of did this to defend the bishop. I mean, if you brought the bishop down to defend the pawn, which made sense, but I was kind of thinking, like even right here, you would just start pushing these pawns and like try to work in on my king. Like you've got this like bishop's pointing down here. Your pawns are kind of starting to go. Your queen's got this file. The rook's over here. You could bring this one over. It did not feel comfortable right here. I think in this scenario, it might have made more sense to do that with the rook on the f square. Like bring this rook over instead and keep this one locked on that pawn, and you could use that pawn to kind of push. That might have also been big there. I almost took that. That was a real tricky move. I almost took that. I didn't see that block either. I didn't think about that as an option. So when this first happened and I realized the situation I was in, this was brutal, and I wonder if that was a mistake right there, the rook thing, because of the eventual trade that happened. Like you kind of pinned yourself. What if you had just brought your king back? If you just bring the king back, and now it's my move, I still have to defend this, and now you get to take, and I have nothing for it. I think that was the incorrect way to block that. I think you just need to move your king out of the way, and you're up a whole rook. So I definitely misplayed this. I did not see... When I made this move right here, I could have moved this rook over. I think that would have been a much stronger move for me, to just move my rook over. Because what does this do? Like, the king's not going to come forward. That move is pointless for me to make. That was a terrible move. I think that was my really bad move, at least one of them, that did not feel good. And then it just invites this. And you kind of let me back in when you did that. Because this. And I'm kind of glad I brought my knight into the game when I did. This felt just kind of like a random waiting move. I was worried that you were going to kind of force my knight out. You take the pawn. I go after that. And when this happened, right here, I think you have a couple moves that are stronger than the one you chose. I think if you come down here, well, if you come down there, I take the pawn. If you go here, I see. Oh man, that was a tricky position. I did not see that when we got like here. I did not see this far ahead, but that's tricky because if you come down, I have that fork, which is even nastier. So if you go here, I take, obviously. If you go down here, I get a fork. If you go here, I win the pawn. What if you just go here, though? I win the pawn. So in any scenario, I win the pawn or a piece. But obviously, if you could have chose between the two, you'd rather have me take the pawn. I think coming back here and then I just get the pawn, still not good, but I think better than the position you landed yourself in when you invited that. Because now I'm just up a whole piece. I think here too, coming back to defend, well, I guess no, that makes sense because you don't want me on this side. So forced me to take there. I blockade. And I think right here, there's still an opportunity because this pawn is a problem for me, big time. So if you came over and defended it and then brought your king down, I don't know how long I can hold that blockade for. It's a couple moves. If you came over here, what could I do? I could come down and take this pawn, but even then it doesn't work. If I came down here, if I came down, you could block. I could take this way though, and then take. I could go down here, take, and then you're pinned. I don't know. I'm in a good position for sure, but like that's your only hope is you got to find a way to like get this pawn across the finish line. Because once I can just scoop in and take it, done. Even here, that would have been a strong move just to defend it. Because I don't think I can get back there in time. How am I going to stop that? I have to come here. Okay, I could have stopped it. This would have been a much tougher try for me, but I could have stopped it. I could have came down here, and I could have blockaded. But it's very unpleasant for me. Not a good position to like have this sitting here in the corner. So I don't even know. That still might have been tricky. But let's look at the position. That was a fun game. What time is it? Okay. So these are all book moves. All decent moves. Yeah, the queen move was the first one where it was like, no. So you're a point better here. Wow. Wow, that's funny. Why is that? Why is that? So it wants queen c7, and then what? Look at this. I have two pieces hanging, and you want me to go e5? Why? I'm just going to follow this line because I cannot see far enough ahead to see where the gut shot is. Boom. 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 Oh my god. Are you kidding me? How the hell am I supposed to calculate that? Ooh. Can't you just take it? You have to take it. And then I take with check. You get tucked into the corner. I go here. This is insane. This is some wacky shit. Look at that. What is this? What the hell's going on here? All right, I can stop with this. These are shenanigans. So that pawn was a blunder for a line that I never would have seen, so you're good there. That's really hard to see. It just feels so sketchy to take and have this happen, but wow, you go here, they take, you come up here and defend, take, defend again. Oh, that's so hard to see. Okay, so that was a missed opportunity. They like that move. Not good. They really want me to push there. So we make some questionable moves. Oh, it doesn't like that. Okay, I defended properly. Take. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I suggested when I was analyzing. That's a bad move, and I just need to do this. So here's the... So it shoots back up. It's still bad. That's a blunder. It wants you to just go back for the exact reason we talked about. You just go back, and I'm going to lose this piece, and it's a clean piece. But instead, you let me back in a little bit. It still wants me to defend that way, I see. Take. Yep. Well, like that. Okay, it wanted me to take. You're still up so much here. Wow, look at this. You're up 5 points. You only have an extra pawn, but you're up 5 points here. What happened? Wow, I like that move, okay. Wow, it didn't even like that. Boom. And now that's so wild. Look at this. It's just because you have the 3 pawns on the side there. I think the computer says it's a draw here, like it's even in material, the evaluation, because it's going to be so hard for me to stop all 3 of those pawns. Now I'm up. Okay, yeah, the blockade didn't work, but it all, yeah. So that turned pretty quick there for all the reasons I talked about in the analysis beforehand. So you had me beat there, Colin, big time. I really did feel uncomfortable right around there. So even here, we're dead even. And then I let that happen. So all I have to do is just calmly move this piece over. Just move the piece over. And I think what I was worried about here was this. Was that a dumb thing to worry about? Rook takes e8. Rook takes e8. Rook e1. Okay. You take with check. I go. So still a draw. So I think I was really worried about that move, but I didn't see that you could just kind of force a trade. I didn't see that in advance. So yeah, I think that rook block was really, really helpful for me because it let me even out. But it's wild. Even here, man, you're 5 points up. I would have not guessed that at all in the analysis. Like, in the middle of the game. It's pretty wild. All right, well, that was a good game for Game 10. I'm glad I won. Thanks for playing a game, Colin. I don't know, I'll send you this video for sure. So if you watch it and have any thoughts, let me know. And I'll be back again with video 11. So thanks for watching.